Hello YouTube, this is Shadow Walker 1776. I'd like to welcome you back to another review, and what we have here today is the Cold Steel Gunstock War Club, which is a copy of what the North American Indians used in battle. Let me give you the specifications on it. It is 29.5 inches long. It is 1.5 inches in thickness. It has an advertised weight of 22.1 ounces. And the steel tip is 1055 carbon steel and is 3 inches in length. So with that, we'll take a closer look at it now. Like I said, it has a polypropylene stock. And as you can see, I hope, from the video, that it has a pattern molded into it to make it simulate wood, which the originals were made out of wood. Now there is some controversy in the archaeological community. Where did the Gunstock War Club come from? Whether or not it was the Indians seeing the white man's rifle, and after he fires 1 or 2 shots in the muzzleloading age, turned it around and swung it like a club and decided that it was useful to them, or if it just was a pattern they developed on their own and it just happens to mimic later on what a European gunstock looked like. As far as the archaeological record shows, though, these were never made out of original gun parts, because out of all the ones that have found, they've been flat stocks of wood that they were carved out of. None of them show any evidence of having a barrel channel or a cutout where a lock would have been on a muzzleloader of that day. But Cold Steel made theirs out of polypropylene, which makes it an excellent durable piece. Now the paracord grip that you see there, I put on there. I found that this material here is, even with this wood grain pattern to it, was rather slick, especially if your hands were starting to get sweaty. So I decided to wrap the grip portion with paracord. And for those of you who might find this of an interest, that is a pattern of paracord called urban camouflage. It's black, gray, and white. And since this was a black polypropylene stock, I thought those colors would go along nicely with it. The blade portion of it has a sheath that just ties on and lifts off. Like I said, it's 1055 carbon steel. Now when I got mine in, the point on it didn't exist. It was actually rounded off. But I didn't panic. I merely took a file, reshaped it back into a point. It was very dull, so I sharpened the edges of it slightly. You know, I mean, this is not a razor edge, but it doesn't have to be. This isn't used for processing wood. It's not used for skinning. It's not used for cutting up camp meat. It's strictly, I wanted enough edge on it so that if it was used as an impact blade, it would not slow down on its penetration. But it was no big deal. A file and some honing stones, and I got the edge on there that I needed. Now the other thing you saw laying here is I created a lanyard for mine. Not a lanyard, I'm sorry, a sling. If you go on Google and you type in Gunstock War Clubs American Indian and then hit the image button, you will see pictures of original Gunstock War Clubs from museums, and a lot of times they had some type of strap on them. The Indians did not carry these things in the woods constantly with them. They would throw them over their back or over their shoulder while they were walking and traveling. So I wanted to do the same, but I wanted something I could easily take on and off. So I created this system. This merely just slides and locks in right here, and then the other end locks in right here. So it gives me a way of carrying it other than just in my hand. So I want to share that with you. I love war clubs. I have both the ball-headed, which you may have seen my other video on it, and I have this one. And I have to be honest, between the two war clubs that Cold Steel makes, I prefer this one. I like the looks of the ball-headed war club, but it is so heavy at the end, it's sometimes unmanageable in a swing. This is far more balanced and gives me far more control when I'm working out with it. Now what I'm going to do, down in the notes section you will find a link to a 50-second video. What this video is it's the last fight scene from the movie The Last of the Mohicans. In this, it shows two Indians fighting. One has a tomahawk and a knife, and the other one has a Gunstock war club. And the video clip does an excellent job at demonstrating just how devastating one of these can really be in battle. So if you're thinking about picking yourself up a war club for the zombie apocalypse, or just to have something around that doesn't require ammunition, you might want to consider these. Mine is for defensive purposes, and I am a student of American Indians and their culture, so that's why reason I wanted one of these. And I like a good bludgeon weapon. I'm sorry, like I've always said, nothing says you're pissed off like a good bludgeon weapon. So have a great day, watch your six, and please subscribe.